also go by Kai, but my full name is Nikaijalyn, and this is my first YouTube video I think that I'm gonna post. I've definitely done recorded other videos that I did not like and I did not post, but in today's video, say hi to my rabbit. Hi, baby. Hi. In today's video, we're gonna do a hobby together, or I guess learn a new hobby together. I found these tap shoes at Goodwill for $8. Y'all, when I saw these, I was so excited. I was like, oh my God. At first I saw them and I was like, oh, that is so cool. Tap shoes in Goodwill at the thrift store. But then it dawned on me, I was like, Kai, these are only $8. You could learn how to tap dance. It was never something that I was like thought heavily about, like, ooh, I really want to tap dance. But when I thought about it, I realized that, like, as a kid, I always thought tap dancing was cool, and like I always thought like, that might be cool to learn. So it's like, hey, why not for so cheap? And you can literally find tap dancing classes or like beginner level lessons on YouTube. So hey, an $8 hobby, why not? So that's what I'm gonna be doing today. I'm gonna be learning how to tap dance. So you guys are just gonna watch me fumble or excel and be great. I don't know. We'll find out together. But also during this time, if you want to just put this video in the background and work on your hobbies, you know, learn something new yourself, or at least maybe this will encourage you to learn something new if you've been thinking about it, definitely join me. And maybe this will inspire you to pick up tap dancing. Who knows? But first things first, I think I am gonna prepare my rabbit's dinner, his lettuce meal, so he can eat. I think I'm gonna do that first. Yes, come with me while I prepare my rabbit's lunch, dinner, lettuce dinner. Okay. Okay. Myself for dinner, I'm having Swiss chard, so I'm gonna wash some Swiss chard, maybe 3. How much am I gonna eat, for real? Maybe I'll wash 3 lettuces, or 3 heads, or 3 leaves of Swiss chard. I'm gonna give a little bit to Max to see if he literally just hopped over here. Hi, baby. Max, my rabbit, my bunny. We have 3 pieces of Swiss chard. I'm gonna give him a little bit to try, but I know the stems of chard are too bitter. He doesn't really like it. The bulk of what he's eating is going to be romaine lettuce, so just going to give him, you know, a decent amount of romaine lettuce. I kind of eyeball it to the amount that they're supposed to be eating daily. And he does really enjoy cilantro, so I'm going to throw some cilantro in there too. Hi. It's like he knows. Not too much cilantro, maybe like this much. Okay. Okay. Let's wash this. I don't know if it's because I'm a young hoe or what, but I am not sitting this in here forever. I'm just gonna water with baking soda. Just gonna like massage it, rinse it out, and get him his lettuce. Okay. Alright, that's his bowl with cilantro and lettuce. I'm only gonna put this much Swiss chard in there for him to eat. And now look, y'all. Hey, baby. He's already following me. Just gonna drop this in here. Okay. We'll see if he eats the Swiss chard. We also need to see how he reacts to the tap dancing. He's never heard the sound of tap dancing shoes. And so if you know anything about rabbits, you may know that like sudden loud sounds can really scare them. Mostly when they're not used to the sound, like especially if it's sudden and if they're not used to the sound. So I'm hoping I can like start off quiet, ease into it, get him comfortable and used to the sound of tap dancing. And I'm just hoping he can get used to that sound of tap dancing. If he doesn't like it, I will just relocate and maybe practice upstairs in my room. But I really just wanted to be near him and keep him some company right now. So we'll see how this goes. Also, for some reason, YouTube is down today. Like at least on my TV, on my smart TV, YouTube is not working. But on my laptop, it is working. On my phone, YouTube is not working. So I'm gonna be using my laptop, and we'll see how this goes. Shit. Jim, barely get out.
Yeah, big, hey, barely get out. Shoulders down to your toes. If we just have a look for a sec, you can see that this is too wide and this is too narrow. We want our body weight to be right up the clit, and we want to ensure that when we bend our knees bend over our toes. Okay? So if your feet are turned out, your knees bend turned out also in the direction of your toes. When you're bending your knees, you'll quickly find when they become too bent, and that will just become quite uncomfortable. Now, unless you're a pig leg base, there are virtually no straight legs in tap. Okay? You want to keep your knees bent at all times. Now, before we start making noise, I want you to shake out your feet. Now, what we're aiming for here is to shake using the main quad muscles of the leg while relaxing the ankle muscles. We want our foot just to flop
around at the end of our leg. Now, this is actually harder than it seems, and it may even feel a bit counterintuitive. If your ankles are tense, it's going to look like this. Focus on really letting these muscles go. The further you go in your tap journey, the more.
So apparently Max does not like the tap dancing. He just was thumping. I don't know if you heard the thumping, but he just thumped twice. That was Max, my rabbit bunny, and that's a sign of his displeasure. So I'm actually gonna move upstairs because I am determined to do this. And if he doesn't want to listen to me tap dance, fair enough, I'll respect his wishes, his loss. But I'm gonna keep going. So I'm gonna take this upstairs, and yeah, I'll be back.
We want our foot just to flop around at the end of our leg. Now, this is actually harder than it seems, and it may even feel a bit counterintuitive. If your ankles are tense, it's going to look like this. Focus on really letting these muscles go. The further you go on your tap journey, the more you'll see that the relaxed ankle is one of the key principles of tap. Okay, so the first of the two most important steps that we're going to look at is called a ball heel. It's also common to ball beat. From here, we're going to put these two individual beats together to get the ball heel. We start with the ball beat and then simply adding the heel note straight afterwards, then repeat on the other side. Also, really think about stepping away onto the ball beat rather than holding the weight on the supporting leg. You want to transfer the bulk of this weight straight away so that you brush forward and then brush back. Now, a little secret, even though we say
Soft Pro Duo Cubes, powerful, continuous cleaning, now with anti-clogging technology.
When buying a new toy for the kids, you want to pay right away. But buying a new toy for you, that's when you probably pay later. With the Klarna card, debit is the default, and pay later is there for when you need it, so you never lose control. That's smart.
one of the most common mistakes made when doing shuffles. So when you look the step front on, the telltale sign is the knee. You want to see this moving up and down with every single shuffle you do. If the knee isn't moving up and down with the leg, the chances are that either the lower leg or the whole leg is swinging once again, resulting in a lot of unnecessary movement. Also, as I touched on already, it's really important to relax your ankle, especially as you start to take your step faster. The double needs both the initial momentum that the quad muscles provide as you push the leg down and the freedom of movement that the loose ankle provides. Think of it like this: the leg does the work, the ankle just relaxes. So that's the shuffle. As I mentioned earlier, I feel the shuffle and the ball heel are the most useful and most important steps to work on when you're starting out. And I'll tell you why. It's because these two steps are the building blocks. And once you've got these safely in your tap toolbox, you'll see that they repeat on your own.
Y'all, I keep doing the same move over and over, and you guys are probably like, what is she doing? Like, move on. You got it. Tap your foot down. But, okay, so in general, the form that he taught us in the beginning to keep is to always have your knees bent slightly, like, never have your knees straight. Keep your legs hip width apart and your feet in line with your shoulders and your hips. To the point where, your feet should be under your hips, and when you bend your knees should bend over your toes, right? Okay. And with the shuffle move where I push my foot down, swing it forward, and then swing it back, in that move particular, when you swing your foot back, he says, do not let your foot swing so far back that it goes past the foot that is standing still. So that was my biggest struggle, where I didn't want to swing my foot backwards too much, which requires a lot of control over your leg muscles. And so, that was my struggle. And so I began just shaking my leg again so that my ankle and my foot can be loose while I really just give my quad full control over the movements. I'm trying to do the perfect form, make sure I do it all right, and the clocking isn't clicking, the clocking is not clocking, it's making all these weird sounds, and I'm a perfectionist, so I want to master the basic moves. I'm literally watching a beginner tutorial where he's saying the best, the two fundamental steps. So really I want to master these two fundamental steps and master good posture, good form when I do things so that it's always right. And I'm going to be like an Irish person. Right there, right there. So this is the proper way. On my right foot, your left. This movement where I'm literally picking my foot up using my quad. I don't know if you can tell the difference between that movement and the movement I was doing on my left foot. So this is going to take a lot of practice. Probably will practice today, actually. Like today, the day that I'm recording this voiceover.
Tell me what's making you jump like that. Ain't got no.
Before you have a trunk, it's exactly as it sounds. You do the ball heel straight after the shuffle, and then you repeat on the other side. But further than that, the beats used within the ball heel and the shuffle are universal in tap dance. And by changing or adding more of these same beats, or taking it away, we realize we already understand the fundamentals of doing all steps. So hopefully that makes sense so far. And
There's rolls in my pants.
And even though I feel like I'm improving and I know practice makes perfect, at this point I'm like, maybe an instructor would be helpful so that they can correct my form and give me like more hands-on help. So I'm not just like hoping that I'm doing it right.
Step right over and watch me put it.
Alright, that was fun. I know I probably was looking awkward, but that's because genuinely he was like, started the video off by telling us the kind of alignment you need to have in your body, like make sure your knees are bent, you know, make sure your legs are aligned with your shoulders, hips width apart, and you know, good body alignment, good form. And so because I want to learn like the moves in the proper form, that's what's gonna take some practice for sure. Because I don't want to learn it the wrong way. But it's really fun. I can tell this is definitely going to teach me like my mind, like not teach me, but help me enhance my mind and body connection and help me practice and develop good mind body connection. Also, this is really going to teach me, what's that phrase? I can't think of the phrase. Beginners. Oh, let me Google it real quick. Beginners, 1 second. I tried Googling it. I don't know what the saying is, but that thing where when you're a beginner, pause 1 second. My lips are dry. But that whatever, I thought it was like a certain phrase where like you're a beginner at something, so it makes you feel inadequate because you are learning it for the first time, and you don't want to give up because you don't want to make yourself give up because you think you're inadequate because it's just the beginning. Anyways, that's how I feel about this, obviously, because this is my first time doing this. So it's exciting, and you know, of course, me being someone who just thinks I'm the bomb, I'm like, oh yeah, tap dance, I can do that. But like when I learn how I actually have to have my body in the proper alignment while having my foot connect the ground in a certain way, it takes a lot of bodily control, you know? So that's gonna be fun to learn. I encourage you to learn something new and exciting, even if you're bad at it, you know? Make it fun, have fun, and be challenged. I can also tell this is gonna like develop my core and my quad, because he was saying like, that's what I meant, you know? Like when you are tapping your foot on the ground, you're meant to be having your ankle loose and really using the strength of your quad to bring your leg up and down. Not even your calf, you know, or whatever the lower half of your muscle is. So yeah, I was feeling it in my quads, and it's just the beginning. So this is, hopefully my thighs get thicker, you know, and so I'm excited. Anyways, thanks for watching. I encourage you all to learn a new skill, something fun. It doesn't have to be serious. Something that brings your heart joy. Just do it. And yeah, thank you for joining me. Again, my name is Nakaijolin, and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much. Please subscribe. Subscribe for more adventurous videos in general. My channel is definitely not going to be just about tap dancing or just about learning skills. I'm unemployed, guys. I've been unemployed for 2 weeks. Intentionally, I quit my job so that I can explore my path in true freedom. I'm not afraid of this economy. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna survive. I'm taken care of. I got what I need. And so I'm just taking this time to explore myself. I have a project that I'm really excited to put out. So I'm working on a specific project that I'm excited to put out into the world. But also I'm just excited to learn new skills. You know, I didn't really give a lot of time for the hobbies that I already have, which are like writing, a few other things. I haven't made time for my current hobbies, let alone learning new things. So now I have the time. I better make time for it now that I'm unemployed, you know, rather than spending this time doom scrolling or consuming. I'm gonna make this life my own, and I'm really excited. Please join me. So that's really what my channel is about. Honestly, that was the point of that whole spiel. The point of my channel is really encouraging other people and encouraging myself to explore life and explore myself and make life's what you make it, so let's make it rock. I'm obviously a Disney kid, but yeah, life's what you make it, and I hope that you're encouraged to have fun. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let's be friends. Subscribe, like, comment. Comment something that you've always wanted to learn, like as a kid, that you kind of feel like you neglected or forgot about. Even if, like I said, for me, it was a small thought, like, ooh, tap dancing seems cool. I never put serious thought into doing it until I saw the shoes at Goodwill. But like, comment below anything like from your childhood that you're like, I always thought that was cool. Love you guys. Bye.